Hey, what's up YouTube? What is up, Aquamigos? Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate that. My name is Tobias. Welcome to Fish Fridays, where I'm uploading new fish videos every Friday. And I'm sure some of you guys watching are familiar with my 15-gallon guppy tank, which is empty right now. Just a quick recap for anybody who is not familiar with this tank right here. This was my fancy guppy tank. I had a bunch of guppies in here, but I transferred them all into my pool pond outdoors because at one point during the summer, by accident, I crashed the cycle of this tank. So I had like a huge ammonia spike and I had to get all the guppies out of here. But now we're getting closer and closer to the end of October, and we actually had a big change in our weather here. I live in Los Angeles, California. Last night, our temperature here actually dropped down to 55 degrees, which is a huge change. Like, if any of you guys saw the fish video I uploaded last Friday, like I was wearing flip-flops in that video at the beginning. So it is just about time for me to start bringing those guppies back indoors. So that's what I want to do today. I actually just checked my parameters of this tank just because I wanted to make sure that it would be safe. And everything looks good except for the nitrates, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a water change right now. And then I'm gonna slowly start off by bringing a small amount of guppies in here, maybe like 6 to start off with. I also went ahead and plugged in the heater so that, the water would start heating up. Probably by tomorrow or so, it'll be up to temp. Like right now, it looks like we're kind of at like the mid to low 60s. And because this tank had been empty for so long, this is my theory, I'm not sure if I'm completely right about this, but because this tank had been empty for so long, there were not fish in this tank producing nutrients for the beneficial bacteria to feed off of. So I think that a lot of the beneficial bacteria that actually got reestablished in this tank eventually died off because they were not being fed anymore, because up until very recently, I did not have any algae in this tank at all. And right now, as you can see, like I got algae all over the glass. Even if you look at some of the leaves of the plants, like you can see there's like algae even growing on the leaves and the decoration back there. Because when I put my dojo loach in here to quarantine, I thought the parameters were all good. Well, the parameters were all good. Little did I know that there was not enough beneficial bacteria to handle that loach's bio load, because I got a big ammonia spike of about 4 parts per million, and immediately, like instantly, I got a huge like algae bloom in this tank. So anyways, I won't bore you with showing you my water change that I'm gonna do right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll pick up the camera again when I'm done, and then we're gonna head outside to the pond and catch some guppies to put in this tank. So that's about how much water I'm changing out right now. Alright guys, so I'm filling the tank back up with my tiny little pump that I got down there. It's gonna take a while, so let's just go ahead and head up to the pool pond. And yeah, let's catch some fancy guppies. And in case you guys want to see the dojo loach real quick, let me show you. Here he is, happy as ever, I think. I mean, he's like one of the most active fish I've ever seen. Or at least that I've had. Alright, let's go. Alright, here we go guys, up at the pond. And check out these menacing clouds. It looks like it might even rain, but... Alright, here we go. Oh, I gotta show you guys this too. Check out my water hyacinth. Check it out. We started off with 2 plants, now there's 1, 2, 3, now there's 4, so they pretty much doubled, and just in the time that I've had them. And yeah, let's do this. Alright guys, so I got about 8 of them. I tried to get mostly females. I think I only have like 3 males in there. Like if you have too many males, they might harass the females too much, so I tried to have more females than males. And yeah, let's start off with these in the aquarium, and then I'm gonna have to figure out what I'll do for the rest of them, because I don't want to overwhelm that, that 15-gallon tank with too many of these guys off the bat. But yeah, let's go ahead and get these guys down there. I touched the water, and it's actually not too cold yet. Last night was the first like cold night we really had, so the temperature hasn't changed too much in there. But definitely this week I want to get all the guppies out of here. So next I'm gonna drip acclimate these guys so that they could get used to the temperature of this water right here. It's still not filled up because for whatever reason my my little pump stopped working when I was away, but as soon as that's done, you know, I'll drip acclimate these guys. Okay guys, so we got these guys drip acclimating right here. Such nice looking guppies. And yeah, we'll check in about 15 minutes or so. So aside from putting these guppies in here, I could probably only put another 7 guppies into this tank, because this is going to be 8 right here. Another 7, that's going to be 15. This is a 15-gallon tank. So having a total of 15 guppies in this tank will be just about as much as I want to do in here. That might not seem like a lot to a lot of people, but in my opinion, this tank will be comfortably stocked with 15, because back when I actually crashed the cycle of this tank, the root of the issue that caused that problem is just that this tank was way overstocked. You know, guppies were breeding. I had way too many guppies in here. I couldn't keep my nitrate levels down. And in the end, you know, that caused me to crash the cycle of this tank, because I had to do like way too many water changes. So I do kind of have like a tentative plan on what else I can do. If you look over here outside, it's already getting like late in the day, but if you look out here, I have this plastic bin out here, and I have made an aquarium bin out of one of those bins before, and it actually worked out pretty well. So I think I might go ahead and do that. You know, in one of those, I could probably stock like another 17 guppies or so. If I remember correctly, I think those hold about 17 gallons of water. And like I was saying earlier, you know, I am gonna go ahead and put my dojo loach into the pool pond. So after I transfer this guy into the pool pond, I kind of want to sterilize this tank, so I think I'm probably going to do that. And then, of course, after I do that, this tank will be empty and I could totally put guppies in here. This is a 20-gallon tank, and I'm kind of going by like the inch per gallon rule, just because if you do overstock a tank, it's just a real big pain. So like, I definitely don't want to overstock anything. So I could easily put like 20 guppies in here, 17 guppies in that plastic bin that I showed you, and then of course 15 guppies in here. And then if I need any more space aside from that, I'll probably just do more plastic bin aquariums, and I might even go as far to separate the female guppies from the male guppies, just so like they're not breeding so much and I don't end up with like a crazy amount of guppies and run into the same problem that I had last time. And it looks like we're just about ready to get these ones in here. Alright guys, so there we go. They look pretty happy, look pretty good. They're all kind of schooling together. They're probably a little confused. Alright guys, so it's almost completely dark outside. I'm going to pick up the camera again tomorrow and I'll figure out what the next move is. Alright guys, so it's just about 5 p.m. the next day. I literally just woke up. I was probably asleep for about 2 hours. I went to the dentist this morning. I got 5 cavities filled. Can you believe that? 5 cavities filled. All right. Anyways, guys, so I think I've kind of figured out a solution for the guppy situation, or at least part of the solution. So let's go ahead and get started with this. So that plastic bin outside that I was showing you guys yesterday, I'm going to take that inside and set that up over here, just right here next to my guppy tank, or my 15-gallon tank. And check it out, the guppies that were in there, that we put in there yesterday, they look like they're doing really good. I'm going to feed them right now. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that bin up right here. And what I'm going to do, since I don't have a filter right now that will be safe for those guppies, I'm going to order a new filter online, probably a sponge filter. But for the meantime, while I'm waiting for that filter to get here, I'm gonna take my pond plants that I've been quarantining up in that other bin next to the pool pond, and I'm gonna put those in here. Hopefully those will act as a filter. And I've never done this before where I've relied on a plant for filtration, and it's not something that I necessarily would recommend, not even for myself. I'm just basically doing it because it is getting like pretty cold outside at nighttime, but at least for a few days while I'm waiting for that filter to get here, I don't think it would be bad to do that. I'll just have to keep an eye on the parameters and make sure things don't get out of control. And luckily, guys, I do have this giant aquarium heater that we can heat the tub with, and I also have this thermometer right here. And luckily this weekend, it looks like we're gonna like see another change in temperature. We're gonna be in the high 80s, and that'll buy us a little more time to, you know, move the rest of the guppies inside. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started now. I think right now I just need to clean this area up 1, 2, 3. Boop. Perfecto. All right, guys. Now I can go clean that bin out and get it inside. Alright guys, so it's gonna start getting dark soon, so I want to get out there and get some of those guppies before it gets dark out there, so let's go do that now. Alright guys, so here we are. Check this out. The wind last night was insane. Check out all the debris in here. That was like just from last night and today, like the wind was insane. So let's go ahead, get some of these guys. Alright guys, back inside now. I also grabbed some bugs for my toads to eat, so I'm going to go ahead and throw those in there. And then check it out. I think I got exactly 12 of them. So we have 12 in there, and then we have 8 in here, the ones that I got yesterday. So that's a total of 20 guppies. So I'm going to go ahead and get these guys set up and everything. Alright guys, so this is like pretty much set up now. I'm just gonna like acclimate these guys for like 20 minutes probably. I pretty much just need to add the heater now, and then I'm gonna go up and grab those pond plants and put them in here. The one thing that I'm kind of concerned about with the pond plants is that ideally I would like this bin to be right here next to the window, so that they could get that direct sunlight. I mean, they still will get a good amount of sunlight here. I just don't know if it's going to be enough. And I know with like water hyacinth and stuff, they kind of need a lot of sunlight. And then if I do want those plants to like filter the water like how I want them to, they need to be able to complete the photosynthesis cycle. Otherwise, it won't work. Alright guys, so I got them all set up, and I just want to make it clear, like usually I wouldn't recommend doing a setup like this. I just kind of did it like out of like a semi-emergency situation, because tomorrow night we're actually going to be seeing temperatures drop to about 48 degrees tomorrow night. So I definitely want to get another semi-large group of guppies out of the pool pond tomorrow during the day. I'm just gonna have to figure out like how I'm gonna set that up tomorrow. Hopefully those plants will add some filtration like I'm hoping they will, but we'll just have to see. And I'll pick this back up tomorrow. Hey, what's up guys? So it is the next day. Check it out, the guppies in this bin, they did well overnight. Check it out. Yep, all doing well. So one thing guys, actually two things. The first thing is that I realized that these heaters, like this one right here, and that one down there, they don't work anymore. I don't know why. So I went ahead and ordered 3 of these heaters right here, like I have in my 15-gallon right there. They're 50-watt aquarium heaters. They're by this brand called Aquamigos. I'll show you them real quick. This is them right here, and they go for like $11.59. Actually, I bought 3 of them, so they were only $11.13. You save a few cents, you know, if you buy more. They're a pretty good price. That's the same heater that I have in my 15-gallon, and it's been pretty reliable. It works well. And the reason that I bought 3 of them is because one's gonna go in here, and then I went ahead and set up another bin over here. There's nothing in it yet. I just literally set this up before I picked up the camera. So another heater is gonna go in here, and then another heater is gonna go in this 20-gallon once I get the loach out and I get the guppies in here. And then I also ordered this aquarium pump and these 2 sponge filters. I've never had sponge filters before, so a friend of mine actually recommended this one to me. So these were $6 each. I ordered 2 of them, and then the aquarium pump was $16. I'll have links to these down in the description below in case you want to check them out. But yeah, I could hook up 2 sponge filters to this air pump, and I'll have one going to this bin right here, and I'll have the other one going to this bin over here. So my goal today is to try to get the rest of the guppies out of the pool pond. We'll see if I'm able to accomplish that or not. And luckily it's much earlier in the day right now, so we won't be racing the sunlight like I was yesterday. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, here we go, guys. Round 3 of catching all the guppies. Alright guys, so here they are. I think I have about 23 or 24 guppies in here. It was really hard to count them, but I'm pretty sure that's how many there are. And we got some really nice ones. Like, look at that one right there. It's like orange and magenta, like purple. Another one pretty similar to it right there. So I think what I want to do is I want to put about like maybe 6 more into this tank right here. So that'll be a total of 14 guppies in there. And then in this tank over here, I'm going to split the rest up between this bin right here and that bin over there. The thing about the bin over there, like I don't have any plants in it, so I could probably get away with like having slightly more guppies in this one than I can the gray bin over there. And the 2 bins should be the same temperature since this heater is not working. So let's go ahead and get started. Look at this one guppy back here. He almost doesn't even look like a guppy. I don't know if you can see him through the algae, but... interesting. Alright guys, so I will be keeping a pretty close eye on the parameters of everything over the next couple days. And once again guys, I'll pick this camera back up tomorrow. Hey, what's up guys? So it's the next day now, and I went ahead and just checked the ammonia levels of this bin right here, that tank right there, and that gray bin down there. Just because I'm really trying to keep an eye on the parameters right now, because of course there's no filter in there, or the gray one. So I'm keeping a close eye on the parameters, and you guys might be a little surprised at this. So this right here is for the clear plastic aquarium right here to the left, and we're at 0.5 parts per million. I know on camera it might look a little darker, but it is 0.5 parts per million. The next one over is for the 15-gallon aquarium. We're at 0.25 parts per million. And then the one with the highest ammonia reading was actually the gray aquarium bin. We're all the way up at 1 parts per million, which is pretty bad. So the reason that I say this is pretty crazy is because this plastic bin right here has about 20 guppies in it. This one right here has about 14 guppies in it. And this gray plastic bin over here only has 5 guppies in it. But yeah, there's only 5 guppies in this bin right here, and it produced the highest amount of ammonia. And I believe it's because there's hardly any plants in here. Really wasn't expecting it, but having these plants in here made a huge impact on the ammonia levels. So what I'm gonna do right now is get those guppies out of the gray plastic bin and put them in here because it had the lowest ammonia levels. I mean, 0.25 isn't that bad, but at least it proves that there is beneficial bacteria in the filter now. Alright guys, now we can go ahead and move the dojo loach into the pool pond. Alright guys, so he's all the way down there. He's probably pretty stressed from that because he's not really moving, so I'm gonna just leave him be for now. Alright guys, so I could tell the Loach hated that move. He was not a happy camper. But he's in there now, so that tank is open. In about 5 days, I should have everything I need, the new filters, the heaters, everything. And while I'm waiting for my new sponge filters to come and my aquarium heaters, I'll be keeping a very close eye on the water parameters in this bin right here, as well as the tank, but mostly the bin, because as you guys know, there is no nitrogen cycle happening in this bin at all. But I am pretty happy to see that the plants are doing a pretty good job at keeping those ammonia levels down. I might even put a few more in here just to keep those ammonia levels a little lower because we were at 0.5. That is higher than what I would like it to be. But anyways guys, I hope you liked this video. Make sure to stay tuned for new fish videos every Friday. Just remember guys, Fish Fridays. Mondays are most likely going to be tech reviews, and when I upload on Wednesdays, it's going to be whatever Wednesdays, so anything goes on Wednesdays. I'm not sure what kind of content I'll be putting out on Wednesdays, but Fridays will definitely be fish, so make sure you stay tuned for that. If you are new here, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button, and also hit that bell notifications button if you want to see more content by me in the future. And if you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you went down there and gave this video a like. That would help me out so much. And also, if you are on Instagram, go ahead and give me a follow on Instagram. I'll put my handle right here. It's YT_Tobias, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Peace.